Hey everyone, it's your boy Devij, and in today's video we are going to continue working on our inventory system. And if you haven't seen the previous video where we set up the pickup and drop system, I recommend you checking that out first since this builds directly on top of it. And in today's video we will mainly focus on the widget part because in our previous video we already covered the item stacking and item arranging stuffs. And in today's video we are going to represent or visualize everything with our widgets. Also a quick note, the project was originally on Unreal 5.3 but I have now updated everything to 5.61. If you want to grab the complete project file and follow along, you can find them out on my Patreon. So let's jump right into it. So here, first thing first, if you remember in our previous video we created this folder for inventory where we have this all stuff. These are our items. So what I will do, let me just put this both potions bottle inside our item folder, and I will create a new folder. This one will be for our widgets, so let me name it as widgets. First thing first that we are going to do is to create a new widget blueprint. By right clicking under user interface, select this widget blueprint and create a new widget. I will name it WB inventory and double click to open it. So here simply add a canvas panel. So there we have this canvas panel, and this one will be our the canvas panel which will be all over our screen after the inventory will be opened. And now what I'm going to do after adding it, I will add a background blur, and for this let me set its anchor to the complete screen and make the values 0 for all of this. And for its strength, you can play with this all values. I will keep it as 2.7. And let me just rename this canvas panel as canvas body. And now we have our main canvas panel. Now we need another canvas panel that will be responsible for holding our item slots. So I will again search for a canvas panel. I will drag and make it a child of our this canvas panel like this. And for its anchor, I want this guy in the bottom. Now we have our second canvas panel. Let me rename it. This one is for our item, so I will name it as item. And just to separate it from our this complete background, what I will do, I will add a new image here. So I will simply drag it and drop it inside, and I want this image to fully cover our item canvas frame. So what I will do, inside our anchor, I will select this fill and I will just reset everything. Not reset, I will make it 0 so that it will cover each and every pixels possible like this. And inside its color and opacity, I will make it little darker. You can choose any color as per your needs, something which will differentiate our item canvas with our body canvas. Hope you're getting it. And the next thing that we have to do, like this one will store our item, but I want one thing: whenever our player will hover on any item or he will just grab a item by opening an inventory, I want to show a description about this inventory. I mean about that item. And I also want a rarity box, like after selecting or hovering on the item, the player will able to see how much rare the item is and its description. So for that, what I will do, I will add another canvas panel. This one will be for the description and I will rename it as description. And for its anchor, you can choose any place as per your need. I want this guy here, so I will just reset everything and let me just align it inside, and let's make its size something, I guess 360 will be better for me. And for its Y size, let's make it 200. Next thing I will do, I will simply copy this image and I will paste it inside. So now this is also like this guy also have the same image inside here. The next thing, I will simply duplicate this guy and this one will be for our rarity. Okay, great. Now let's align this. And now we have the third canvas panel, which is for our rarity. And if you don't want to add a description or this rarity box, make sure to skip this part. It's completely optional. And the last thing that I will do here, I will add a text. So just search for a text box and add it inside our description and do the same. Let me copy and paste the same text. Make sure the rarity canvas panel should not be a child of our description canvas panel. By mistake, I made the rarity the child of description, so make sure to avoid that. But now I fixed it. Now I will copy the text again and I will paste it inside our rarity like this. And by selecting this text box, what you have to do, simply select this size to content, and here for the colors, let's make it red for now. And for this text box, do the same, size to content, and you can just increase or decrease the font size as per your need. Let me reduce its size, and you can also adjust its anchor as per your need. So just for the tutorial, I am keeping it here. And now we have this thing done. The next thing that we want to add the slots here. Now what do I mean by slots? We want to add the items in form of slots, and that slots will be a different widget blueprint, and we will add that widget blueprint here. So before adding that, what I will do, let me just select this item canvas, and here I will search for uniform grid panel, and let me add it inside of a canvas panel item like this. And what I will do with this, by selecting it, simply just turn on the size to content, and for its padding, what you have to do, let's make it 20. For top, let's make it 30, and for right I will keep it 20 as well, and for bottom I will keep it 30 as well. You can play with this all padding values. Sorry, I know some background voice are coming from my background, please try to cooperate. Sorry for this. Now coming back to our work, the next thing that we have to do is to now work on the slots. Like we have this base ready, but we want a slots that will carry our item, whatever we will pick. So now we have to work on that. So for that, what I will do, I will open my this content browser again, and I will create a new widget blueprint. So inside user interface, widget blueprint, user widget, I will name it WB slot. Just open it, and here what you have to do, instead of this fill screen, we will do custom on screen, and for its width and height, just make it 150. And the next thing that you have to do is to add another canvas panel like this. And inside this canvas panel, we are going to add an image, and that image will play a role of our icon. There we have the image. Let me drag and drop it inside our canvas panel. Yeah, so now we have our this guy ready, and what I will do next, by clicking this image, I will rename it as icon, because this one will be play the role of our icon, because we don't want to set it manually here. It will be automatically changed on based of our item that we will pick. So let me rename it by icon. Now come to our graph. Here I will delete this both, and what I will do, I will get my this icon, and from this icon we will search for set brush from texture, and I will simply connect it. And for this texture, what we are going to do, we will create a new variable. I will name it as item details. In the type of this variable will be the struct that we created in our previous video. Hope you remember the struct for storing every details of the item, which is s item details. Yeah, this one. So I will simply just get it here, and from it I will break item details, and I will connect our icons here. And one more thing, just make sure to turn on this eyes, and inside it details, just turn on the expose on spawn. And we are all set done with this for now. Like only for now, we have to do a lot more stuff here. Now the next thing that we have to do, before going there, let me show what this will do. So now if I will just go to my library, and I will search for the slot, WB slot. This is the guy that we just created. So there you can see this is how it looks alike. If I will add another, and let me just make the column value as 1. So yeah, there you can see this is how it will align here. That's what I was saying. And you can see, just because I have 5 items, so I'm making it like this. But if you have a lot, then you can make a proper column and proper row for that, which I will tell you later in the video. So just delete both of them. That was just for demonstration. Now we will make a actor component, actor sequence, that will control our blueprint opening, blueprint closing, and updating the blueprint widget. So for that, what you have to do, simply right click on your content browser. Inside this blueprint classes, select actor component and name it whatever you want. I will name it BPC inventory, and just double click to open it. And here just delete everything, and I will create a custom event, name it opening inventory. And from here, what I will do, we will search for create widget. And yeah, you can obviously do that all stuff directly inside your third person character, but this is a more better way to do it, and you will also get the idea how the actor component works. So that's why I'm doing it like that. And the widget that we want to create will be nothing but our this main inventory widget. So just simply assign it here, and by this return value, and we'll promote it as a variable. And let me rename this guy as inventory, and we want to add it inside our viewport. So I will search for add to viewport, and after that just get a player controller, and from this player controller search for set show mouse cursor and make sure to enable it. And again from this player controller, let me get a reroute node so that it will be clear. And from here I will search for set game mode UI and game, sorry, set input mode game and UI, like this. Now we need another custom event. This one will be for closing inventory, and what I will do here, firstly we will get this inventory widget, and I will remove it from a parent, something like that. And just let me copy this guy and paste it here. And we don't want our mouse cursor to be visible anymore once the inventory will be gone, and we want to change our input mode from game and UI to game only. And in the last, we want to set it as none. Now this both things are working, but we want to update our inventory lively. Like after just getting the item, we want to update our inventory, because every time it will be updated only when it's open or it will be closed. So let me quickly create a new custom event, and this one is for update inventory. And here first thing that we will do, I will simply copy this guy, remove from parent, and then just I have to add it here. So firstly we will remove it parent, and you are thinking like if it's not added and we will call the update inventory, then it will cause error. But before calling this update inventory, we will definitely do a valid check so that it will not cause any error. So relax for that. And the last thing that we will do, we will again create our widget. Let me just simply copy it and I will paste it here. So what this update is actually doing, it will simply remove the inventory and it will quickly create the inventory again in a very few seconds, so that it will be not even noticeable. So this thing is done. Now we need to call this to the place where we are dropping the item and we are just adding item inside our inventory. So remember the part that we added in our player's blueprint in our previous video. So going back to our player's blueprint, and here I will go to this add inventory. This is the thing that we created, so I will simply remove it. And before doing anything, I have to add our actor component, which is BPC inventory. So let me drag it here, and from here I will search for the inventory widget and we will check if inventory is valid or not. So we'll search as valid, and if it is valid, then we are going to update it. So let me get a reroute node here. Let me get another reroute node here to keep everything clear, and we will search for update inventory only if it's valid. And let me just bring this guy here and I will connect it again here. And if it is not valid, then instead of updating, we have to do nothing. We will go back to the place where we are. So yeah, everything looks perfect. And now we have to do the same thing inside our dropping event. So simply copy this all code and go to this dropping from inventory. Remember this code that we created in the previous video? That was why I was saying to you all that make sure to watch the previous video before coming to this video. So we will directly paste it here. Now the next thing that we have to do, we have to call the opening inventory and closing inventory stuff. So, and I believe you are going to make a proper enhance input action, so make sure to do that thing. But just for this quick video tutorial, I will go with this debug keys. So I will use I key for opening and closing my inventory, and from this press I will get a flip-flop, and I will just call my this BPC inventory, and from here I will search for open inventory and I will connect it, and again from this BPC inventory I will call our closing inventory and I will call our closing inventory function. Okay, and now if I will go to game and I will show you, if I will press I, then you can see we have this all stuffs. Like you can see we are able to just see to our inventory, and if I'll press I again, it will be gone. So there you can see it's working absolutely fine. Now we have to add the logic. So the slots will be added inside our inventory. Our this slots, let me show, this slots will be added inside our this inventory. So come to our this WBP inventory here in the graph. I will delete the both. We only need the invent construct, and from here what I will do, I will cast over third person character, and under object it will be a player character, and I will simply promote it as a variable so that we can use it. Now the next thing that we will do, we will create a custom event. This one is for the inventory update, and I will get my this third person character here, and from this I will call our inventory, the inventory array which we created for our pickup system, and from it we will get a for each loop node, and from this loop body we will get a branch, and from this array element I will break it and I will check if it is equal to something, that means the slot is already there, but if it is equal to nothing, that means slot is not there and we are supposed to add a slot. So we will create a widget here. So search for create widget node, and for this widget it will be our WB slot, and for the item detail it will go inside our array element. And one more thing, we are supposed to add one more thing here. So back to our this slot blueprint. Here I will create a new variable, and this variable will be for our columns. Make its type as an integer, and we will do the same thing. Open the eyes and expose on spawn. Back to our this inventory and go to the designer. Remember this thing that we added uniform grid panel that is responsible for adding the slots one by one. So we'll just tick if it is a variable or not. Then yeah, it is a variable. Back to our graph, I will simply drag it and I will get it here, and from it we will search for add child to uniform grid, and I will connect it here, and the content will be our slot widget. And in the column, in this column, like for this column, what we will do, we will connect it with our array index. And now we have to refresh this. Let me just refresh this node. This is the column number. We are getting it. Why? Because I added it here and I also enabled expose it on spawn. That's why we are able to see it here, and I will connect it with our array index as well. Let me create a reroute node here so that it will not be that much messy. After this will be created, we want to update our inventory, so we will call it directly here. Now let's give it a try, and before adding anything, let me check if we have under S item details. Yeah, we have this icon assigned, which we already did in our pickup system, so we don't need to edit, but if you don't, then make sure to edit. Now let's give it a try. So if I will press my this guy and I will go and I will just pick up, there you can see we are able to pick up, and every item has their own, like every item has their own icons, and you can see it's looking absolutely fine. Let me do one more thing. The opacity are too low. Let me just increase it. I think that's good. You can obviously play with this numbers and colors. Looks same though. Well, let me just, oh, I forgot to compile. Now, yeah, now it's look a lot more better. And there you can see we are able to pick them up and it's updating. Now it's time to work on the description part. Remember the description part that we created inside our the inventory? See this part and this part. So what I will do, simply come back to your content browser and here open the structure, which is s item detail. Yeah, we don't have any variables for the description. Let me make a description column, and we need another column that will show the rarity, and the type for both of this variable will be name. And just simply open, like let me open the sort blueprint, and after opening inside this s item detail, just open the fully editor, and if you will just go here and refresh all nodes, then you will find we have this description and this rarity. For description you can type anything, you can just add whatever description you want, and for the rarity let's make it as rare. And now we have to work for this here. So the thing that we will do, I will simply select on this text and let me name it as description text, and this will be a variable. And for the default name, let's make it description, and I will go inside the graph, and here we will create a new custom event, and let's name it as set description, and just simply drag and bring our description text. And by dragging a node from description text, we will search for set text, so this one, and for this in text we will add it again inside our this custom event, and you will get the idea why we are doing it. Now come back to our WB slot, and here on from this override, what I will do, we will get a event on mouse enter. On mouse enter this event, we will search for get actor of all classes, not actor, get widget of all classes. And for the widget, you know, it will be our main inventory widget, so simply assign it, and from here get a copy, and from this copy simply search for set description. And now we need a in text, like the text that will be feeded in the description. So for that, what you can do, simply get over this item details and again break it and simply connect this description here. And one more thing, like this description will be always visible if we will not hide it. So what we have to do, simply go inside the design of our this guy, and by selecting this canvas panel for our description, here under visibility make it hidden, and inside the slot what we will do, from this guy, one second, and we have to make this guy a variable too so that we can control its value. So from this get we will get the description canvas, and we will set its visibility as visible. So what this thing is doing here, every time a mouse will be entered, we will display the description of the particular item on which we are hovering, and the description canvas will be visible only at that time. We don't want to keep it visible every time. Now we want what will happen once the mouse will leave. So again go here and search for on mouse leave. So we are going to get this guy here and this guy here and this and this. We will simply copy it and I will paste it here. So once the mouse will leave, we will simply hide our description canvas, and we will do the same thing for our rarity canvas. So let me just rename it very quick. I will create a new custom event, simply copy this guy and paste it here, and for the target it will be our rarity, and the text will go inside here. Same as we did for the description, we are doing the same for our rarity. And now back to our WP slot, and from here we are gonna get set rarity. Let me get a sequence here pretty quick, and I will add it here. Now we'll add this guy here, and for this it will be our rarity. Now again come to the WB inventory, under designer select our this rarity canvas and make sure to make it a variable as well. From here, not like this, get the canvas for rarity and we will make it visible as well, but before making it visible we must hide it inside our inventory. So under visibility, let's make it hidden, and back to our the slots, we also want to unhide this guy. So copy, just copy, don't add it like that, let's just simply add it here, and I will do the same thing here. For the target, it will come from here and it will be hidden. Yeah, something like that. So now let's give it a try. If I will open my inventory, and I will just pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, and I will hover on this. There you can see the description is none, that is none, so it shows none. Same goes for our Laltain, same goes for our apple. But if I will just hover on the sword, then there you can see it will say kills dangerous, which I added inside our description, and on the top it's showing rare. So you can see, yeah, it's working absolutely fine. So now the only thing that is left, we want to drop the items directly from our inventory. So for that, what we will do, we will create another widget blueprint. So again, right click under user interface, widget blueprint, user widget, name it WB drop, and just simply open this guy. And we are going to add a canvas panel again. And now we will add an image. And for this image, I will keep it 0, and this one will be also 0, so that it will be completely cover each and every pixel inside our this canvas panel. One more thing I will do here, inside this render opacity I will make it 0 so that it will be not visible. And now back to our WB slot. Now we want a function to drag the objects, like drag over the slots in our widgets and get the on mouse button down, and from this mouse event we will search for detect a drag, and I will connect it here. And for the drag key I will use my left mouse button and we'll connect it back with our return value. Now what will happen next? Like now we are able to just drag the object. Now what will happen if the drag is detected? So again go inside the override and search for on drag detected. We are going to create a drag operator here. So just search for create drag drop operator, and for the payload and default it will be nothing but a self. So get a reference of a self and connect it with the default as well, and make sure to connect the return value with our operation. And let me show you what this will do. So if I will go here, I will just pick this guy up. I will pick this guy up, and if I will just open my inventory, there you can see I am able to drag it, and I am able to move it anywhere in my screen. So now we have to add the functionality for the drop, which is already created. So we just have to call that here, and the item will be dropped and item will be removed from our inventory. So back to our WB drop, I will delete everything from here, and from this override we will search for on drop. Yeah, there you can see on drop, and from this operation get a payload, and we will cast to WB slot, and from the slot we will call over the item detail and our column. And one more thing that I forgot, inside of our event graph search for event construct, and we are going to cast our third person character again. So I will simply copy the code from here like this, and I will just right click and create a variable. Now back to our on drop function, and here I will simply get this third person character, and from here I will call the drop from inventory function. This is the function that we created in our pickup and drop system. So now we have this, and for this item we will simply assign this item detail, but they will find we don't have any option to assign the column number. So now we have to add one for this. So what we will do next, so back to our third person character, our player's blueprint, we will go inside drop from inventory, and I will simply remove this current index from here, and we will connect this index here so that it will become an input back to our event graph. Here from this drop from inventory we are going to get the current index that we just removed. We will add it here, something like this. And now if I will go back to our this drop item, there you will find that we have option for our index. So I will simply just add it here. So now it's done, but we are supposed to add this inside our this WB inventory so that we will be able to drop it here. So what we will do next, select the body canvas, and in the library search for WB drop, and we are going to assign it here, not in the end but here, something like this. And for its anchor, again it will be filled, and I will make the value 0 and 0 for this guy as well. And I think we are all set done, so let's give it a try. So now if I will go here, I will just go for this, I will pick up this, I will pick up this, I can pick up this, I can change my slots by pressing 1 2 3 4. Let me add this guy as well. I can change my slots by pressing 1 2 3 4. And if I'll press my I, there you can see I have this guy, and on hover I can see its description and its rarity. And if I will just press it and I will try to drop it, there you can see I'm able to drop this guy as well. So yeah, it's working absolutely fine. By this I'm concluding this video here, and in our upcoming videos we will work on the consumable items, and we are also going to update our farm, because I told you some of the parts that we are going to change because of our inventory, and that will be on the upcoming video. So make sure to subscribe, and if you love the video, make sure to like it. And for more updates you can join our Discord server. And if you're working on your own RPG game, then I will suggest you to try out the ultimate RPG template, which is by us, which is currently in the beta version and super affordable. So if you want, then you can check out that, and you can also support us on Patreon. So make sure to like and subscribe. Love you all. Bye bye.